BlogTalk Radio.
Hello, and welcome to Shedding the Bitch Radio, where you can discuss, debate, and get advice on how to discover and shed the bitches of fear, insecurity, self-doubt, and negative mindsets so you can realize your dreams and life purpose and create and accelerate the riches you want in life. Join us here live every Tuesday at noon Eastern and dialogue with us at 818-572-2910. You can also chat with us at BlogTalk Radio /SheddingTheBitch or share your stories on our website at SheddingTheBitch.com. Whatever the bitch is that's holding you back from living your life to the fullest, it's not worth giving up the riches in life that you deserve. So call in now and let Bernadette Boas know what's holding you back. 818-572-2910.
Good day, everyone. How are you? I'm so excited that you're here today with us because we have a great, badass show because our guest is one of those people you want in your Rolodex. That's an old term for you. But you want to know her. You want to connect with her. You want to engage her. So your rich question I want you to be thinking about is, are you living based on what others expect of you? Or are you indeed living you and what it is you want for yourself? I'm so excited to have this conversation with our guest about de-stressing and going from bitch to badass. So let me introduce you to Dorothy Kuhn. I'm so excited to have this conversation with our guest about de-stressing and going from bitch to badass. So let me introduce you to Dorothy Kuhn. Dorothy grew up a mystical Christian kid, running around the woods with her little brothers and the neighborhood kids, so fascinated with how cool the world is. She had to learn all about it. She studied science, graduated in physics and math. She won her first professional position knowing more quantum mechanics than anyone else. After a few years in systems engineering, she knew her best shot at advancement was into management and leadership. But how was she going to do that? She's here to share with you how you can have the career and the earnings you want while keeping your integrity and still having a home life, and how to accelerate your path with targeted mentoring that gives you the clarity you need so you get career momentum and achieve the impact you want for yourself, for your company, and your family, all in a way that's fun and lets you shed the bitch. I love it. Welcome, Dorothy.
It is a pleasure to be with you, Bernadette.
Well, when I came across your brand, your business, the benefits and the value that you provide individuals, I was like, okay, a woman who's out there badassing herself, I definitely need my Shedding the Bitch community to meet. So I'm thrilled to have you. So give us some idea of how you got here. Obviously, you're a systems engineer, and then all of a sudden you're this powerhouse of a successful she, as your website says. Kind of give us your story before we dive into the subject at hand.
So I was a really geeky kid. I would say when I was real young, I was that kind of mystical kid. And then about the time I was going to school, I started, how our brains develop and you start getting like a bigger neocortex where school learning comes in handy. That's what school learning is for, that part of the brain. And I grew up in a military family. If PTSD had been diagnosable back in the day, oh, honey.
Yep.
So by the time I was about ready to go to school, I was just really shutting down emotionally because the PTSD made family life like we were just walking around on pins and needles. You never knew what was going to happen. And, my dad was a great guy, but they had this thing going on. And as a little kid, do we understand that stuff? No. And so I just made, a promise to myself that I was going to focus on my education. I knew that was the ticket out of this level of hell that I was living in. And, as a little kid going to church, I kind of had a pretty working description of what that nasty place was.
Oh boy!
So I just focused, and I became really, really, really geeky. And that path led me to graduating. You know, I was who's who in physics in high school. I went to university, declared my major, never changed it once.
Wow. And so now that you're in this work, what is kind of the biggest aha moment you might have had coming from that type of very kind of what I'll call restraint to something that's just so open, the kind of advice and support and mentoring and coaching you provide? What has been your biggest aha moment?
Well, when I realized that as geeky as I was, there were people a whole lot geekier than me, and that I was ambitious. I wanted to do really well. And in technology firms, you can go up the technical ladder, you know, and so they've got kind of, you know, junior fellow, senior fellow, you know, all the way up to the top of that technical ladder, and then, you know, I could go up the management chain, and it was clear that I was never going to make it to the top of the technical ladder, and I thought, oh darn it, I'm going to have to learn some people skills. So I did, and I am living proof that when you set your mind on something, you can achieve it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and, you know, let me ask you this. When it comes to learning people skills, that in itself must open up a whole different view and perception and microscope about really how are we successful in relationships and communication, let alone in business, simply because really understanding how to engage, how to read, and how to communicate is such an integral part of everything that we do, though many of us don't realize it and even work on it. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely. I do. And I had to explicitly work on it. I had a bunch of, you know, internal, really unhelpful opinions and meanings and views that I, you know, had to clean up along the way. And, you know, every time I did, life got better. So, you know, it was a challenge to find the gold on the other side of those old wounds and hurts, but so worth it.
So can you share with us what you might have struggled with that made you want more? I mean, are there specifics behind that maybe our listeners can also relate to?
Yeah, specifically, you know, I was incapable of influencing people. And, you know, in the realm of power and status, you know, I was like at the on row 0, maybe 1 or a half on a good day. And, you know, I couldn't influence people because really, you know, from that analytical part of the brain, our influencing power is tiny, very tiny. And the part of the brain that, and the part of how we're being that lets us show up as somebody who is to be taken seriously, somebody who is courageous and has that sense of personal presence and power. You know, I had none of that. And I thought, well, you know what? I don't think anybody else on planet Earth was born with that stuff out of the chute. I bet I can learn some of it. And so that's what I teach folks, because particularly women, because in addition to being, you know, wherever you are on that continuum, there's always more to learn, and B, there, you know, for women, there are these social stories that are very common about women that don't include the breadth of intellect, capability of experience that so many women across the globe have, and you know, you would never be able to guess by looking, because these social stories, you know, are teacher, wife, you know, mother, model, you know, all actress, all those kinds of things. We don't have the breadth of social consciousness around women's capability that we have for male capability. Right.
And do you find, though, that because you predominantly work with women, from everything I see, do you find that as much as it is societal, it's also that individual. Some, I get people who say to me, some women who will even say to me, I'm comfortable where I am. I'm not looking to be influential. I'm not looking to be powerful. I'm not looking to, do whatever. And how do you, if they're like that, what do you do? And what did you do maybe personally to kind of shift yourself out of that in order to make those changes you want?
I stumbled into it. So I'll give you an example from when my little brothers and I were running around the woods. This is my earliest example. They would like find a bug or a frog or something and like stick it in my face and expect me to go, which I did not do. So that was my earliest example. I would like grab a hold of it and say, I like this one. Go bring me some more.
Right,
so
right.
I'm not in the situation. Hey, this is Dorothy. Hope you enjoyed this first segment and take command anytime you can. Make sure and watch for the next segment. Future segments will be shorter. And definitely grab your gift at dorothykuhn.com/gift. See you on the next one.